We continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, from Sri Caitanya Caritamrita. We are on chapter 3, Adi-Lila, text 27. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Santva Avatar Baba Pankaja Nabhasya Sarvato Bhadra Krishnad Anya Kovalatasa Api Prema Do Bhavati. There may be many all auspicious incarnations of the personality of Godhead, but who other than Lord Shri Krishna can bestow love of God upon the surrendered souls. This quotation from the writings of Bilva Mangal Thakur is found in the Lagu Bhagavatam 1.5.37. So Bilva Mangal Thakur is one of the great devotees, and his statement is recorded in Lagu Bhagavatam. Lagu Bhagavatam, I think, was written by one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. And what is it saying? That what is Bilva Mangal Thakur? There are so many incarnations of the personality of God, and they are all auspicious. But it's only Sri Krishna, the original personality of Godhead, that who can bestow love of God. And who does he bestow it to? On the surrendered souls, on the souls who actually want to love him. So if someone wants to actually love Krishna, he does give it. Again, it becomes towards our desire. So we see it's all based on our desire. Tahate apana bhaktagana kari sange prithvi te avatari kari monana range. Therefore, in the company of my devotees, I shall appear on earth and perform various colorful pastimes. So this is what Krishna is thinking. Before he came as Lord Chaitanya, this was his thought process. Eta bhavi kalikale prathama sandhyaya avatirna haila Krishna apani nadiyaya. As thinking the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna himself descended at Nadia early in the age of Kali. The Prathama Sandhya is the beginning of the age. According to astronomical calculation, the age is divided into 12 parts. The first of these 12 divisions is known as the Prathama Sandhya. The Prathama Sandhya and Shesha Sandhya, the last division of the preceding age, form the junction of the 2 ages. According to the Surya Siddhanta, the Prathama Sandhya of Kali Yuga lasts 36,000 solar years. Lord Chaitanya appeared in the Prathama Sandhya after 4,586 solar years of Kali Yuga had passed. So we are in the Prathama Sandhya, in the beginning of this Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga right now only about 5,000 years have passed. That's why we say Bhagavad Gita was spoken 5,000 years ago. This Kali Yuga is going to last for 432,000 years. And then the Shesha Sandhya, the last part, the last junction, Kali Yuga, between Kali Yuga and Satyuga, there's going to be Satyuga again. So that will be called the Shesha Sandhya. We can see, we already see the effects of Kali. We are already seeing the effects of Kali, anger, lust, greed everywhere, quarrelsome, we are all quarrelsome, short lives. But this is just the beginning. It's going to get more and more. But somewhere we have heard that this is the 10,000 years where the name of Krishna is going to be spoken more and more in every town and village. They say that this is the golden age. And then after that, in Kali Yuga, there will be no more chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Then all the devotees will be hiding, living like greedy and hiding away from the cities. So Chaitanya Simhera Navadvipe Avatar Simagriva Simha Virya Simhera Hunkar Thus, the lion like Lord Chaitanya has appeared in Navadvip. He has the shoulders of a lion, the powers of a lion, and the loud voice of a lion. So Krishna himself, he came as Lord Chaitanya in Navadvip. Now also, if we go to Mayapur, we can see the Yoga Pit, where that's the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. There's a temple there we can visit. It's very near the ISKCON temple. Se simha vasukji vera hridaya kandare kalma sava dvirada nase yanhara hunkare. May that lion be seated in the core of the heart of every living being. Thus, with his resounding roar, may he drive away one's elephantine vices. So Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami is giving us a blessing here. He's giving us a benediction here. That this same Lord Chaitanya, lion, Lord Chaitanya is called as a lion. With his loud roar, he's driving away our ignorance. He's saying, may he be seated in the core of the heart of every living being. So Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami is very compassionate to everyone. He's not saying only to the brahmanas, only to the devotees, and anyone, everyone, every living being, not only the human beings, all living entities. Thus, with his resounding roar, may he drive away one's elephantine vices, so that our lusty desires, as we were just reading, so we can see how beautifully Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Caitanya Caritamrita, how they are all connected. There is no contradiction. They complement each other. So drive away our elephantine vices. We can pray to Lord Chaitanya, take mercy, beg for his mercy. Please help me, Lord Chaitanya. Pratham Adi-Lila Tanra Vishwambhar Nam Bhakti Rase Bharila Adi-Lila Bhutagram. In his early pastimes, he is known as Vishwambhar because he floods the world with the nectar of devotion and thus saves the living beings. Lord Chaitanya, one of his names that he was given when he was born was Vishwambhar. Vishwambhar. Why is he given Vishwambhar, the Lord of the universe? Why? Because he is giving us, he's teaching everyone. He's just spreading this pure devotion to the Supreme Lord. And that's how he's saving us. Because we have been hearing in Bhagavatam that the only way we can get out of this material world is by devotional service. There is no other way. By doing yogic meditation, what we are going to do is we are going to get mystic siddhis, which will keep us here in this material world. Sure, we can reach up to the meditating on the super soul, which is very difficult, but that also we can come up to the point of super soul only when we engage in bhakti. Otherwise, no. And then the result of Gyan is what we are going to do is we'll still stay in the material world, but only when we engage in bhakti, when we realize, then actually we'll be able to go to the Brahman platform, understand the Brahman platform. But that also is not a complete platform because we are thinking, oh, I'm the Supreme Brahman. But by devotion, then we understand, oh, I'm not the Supreme Brahman. I'm Brahman, yes, but there is Para Brahman, there is Supreme Brahman. And then, oh, what I have to do? If there is, I'm the tiny Brahman and there is a Para Brahman. Oh, I have to engage in a service. Then that begins pure devotional service. So pure devotional service begins from the Brahma Bhuta platform. Durbrinda Dhatura Artha Poshana Dharana Pushila Darila Prema Diya Tribhuvana. The verbal root, Dubrin, which is the root of the word Vishwambar, indicates nourishing and maintaining. He, Lord Chaitanya, nourishes and maintains the three worlds by distributing love of God. So he is Poshana and Dharana. Lord Chaitanya, he is the one who is maintaining the three worlds. He's nourishing the three worlds by giving everyone love of Krishna, love of God. That's the highest thing we can get. We are all thinking money is the highest. That's why we engage all our time in getting money, or we think sense enjoyment is the best. So we engage our time in enjoying the senses. But the best, the most highest is love of God. And that is possible to get in this human form of life. Shesha Lilaya Dharinam Shri Krishna Caitanya Shri Krishna Jana Ye Sabe Vishwa Kaila Dhanya. In his later pastimes, he is known as Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya. He blesses the whole world by teaching about the name and fame of Lord Shri Krishna. Lord Chaitanya remained a householder only until his 24th year had passed. He entered the renounced order and remained manifest in this material world until his 48th year. Therefore, his Shesha Lila, or the final portion of his activities, lasted 24 years. So Lord Chaitanya was manifest in this world before our eyes for 48 years. And the first 24 years, he was a householder. And then after this 24th year, he became a sannyasi. Some so-called Vaishnavas say that the renounced order of life was not accepted in the Vaishnava Sampradaya or disciplic succession until Lord Chaitanya. This is not very intelligent proposition. So-called Vaishnavas. Now, what does it mean, so-called Vaishnavas? It means they're calling themselves Vaishnavas. They're thinking themselves they're Vaishnavas, but they are not actually Vaishnavas. That's why the term so-called. What's a Vaishnava? A devotee of Lord Vishnu. Somebody who is a devotee of Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna is called a Vaishnava. Okay, that's not a very intelligent proposition. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the sannyas order from Sripad Keshav Bharati, who belonged to the Shankara sect, which approves of only 10 names for sannyasis. So what did they say? That the renounced order of life that was not accepted in the Vaishnava Sampradaya or disciplic succession until Lord Chaitanya. So what does it mean? That is it that they said that the Vaishnavas would not take sannyas? But no, Vaishnavas would take sannyas. Now Lord Chaitanya, he took sannyas in the Mayavadi Sampradaya. You know, he took sannyas from Keshav Bharati, who was in the Mayavadi Sampradaya. And then, which approves of 10 names for sannyasi long before the advent of Sripad Sankaracharya. However, the sannyas order existed in the Vaishnava line of Vishnu Swami. In the Vishnu Swami Vaishnava Sampradaya, there are 10 different kinds of sannyas names and 100 different names for sannyasis who accept the Tridanda, the triple staff of sannyas. So it's not that only starting from Lord Chaitanya that this Vaishnavas were taking sannyas. No, Vishnu Swami, he is the Acharya. Vishnu Swami is the Acharya of, I think, the Rudra Sampradaya. Vishnu Swami, I think Rudra, the line which comes from Lord Shiva. The Vaishnavas, not the Shaivites who indulge in all sorts of nonsense in the name of Lord Shiva, not this. So here they're trying to clear the misconceptions, because many people speak different things, so that we do not get carried away when we hear different things. For our benefit, so much detail is given. This is approved by Vedic rules. Therefore, Vaishnava sannyas was existent even before the appearance of Shankaracharya. Although those who know nothing about Vaishnava sannyas unnecessarily declare that there is no sannyas in the Vaishnava Sampradaya. So what's trying to be said? That yes, Vaishnavas also take up the sannyas order of life even before Sripad Shankaracharya advented himself. Okay. Shall we stop here? It's quite technical and it will take a little longer.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll stop here for today. Thank you so much for joining in today. Shri Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. I'm sorry, were there any questions or comments?
I just wanted to ask one question. So that means that Shankaracharya was the first Vaishnava to take the, if that is a misconception, so they're trying to clear this here.
No, Shankaracharya was not in the Vaishnava line. Shankaracharya is in the Mayavadi impersonal line.
Okay.
And Yeah, so the misconception is what people think, that the Vaishnavas would not take sannyas before Lord Chaitanya. They are thinking, oh, Vaishnavas have started taking sannyas only after Lord Chaitanya took sannyas. But
Okay.
they're trying to explain that no, Vaishnavas also, before also they used to take sannyas, you know, in the line of Vishnu Swami Vaishnav Sampradaya. That's why they're given this.
Okay.
That Vishnu Swami was there before Shankaracharya came. And so Vaishnavas were taking sannyas before Shankaracharya came. So it is not that the Vaishnavas were not taking sannyas before. That's what they're trying to say. And because there are different names, actually, you know, in the names of sannyasis in the Mayavadi school and the names of sannyasis in the Vaishnav school, they're different. We'll be hearing more in detail about that.
Okay.
So thank you. Thank you for the question. Hare Krishna.